The year is 1900. The men of the great Ashanti Empire are silent. Their king, Asantewaa Prempeh I, has been exiled by the British. His grandmother, Yaa Asantewa's own grandson, and other leaders were taken with him 4 years prior. Now, the British governor, Sir Frederick Hodgson, stands before them with an unthinkable demand: surrender the Golden Stool. This isn't just any throne. It is the spiritual heart of the Ashanti nation, a sacred treasure said to have descended from the heavens itself, embodying the very soul of their people. To give it up would be to surrender their identity, their spirit, their entire history. Yet, faced with the might of the British Empire, the remaining chiefs are paralyzed by fear. No one dares to fight. Then, a woman rises. Her name is Yaa Asantewaa, Queen Mother of Ejisu, and she is about to declare war on the most powerful empire on earth. In the late 1800s, long before the British arrived in full force, the Ashanti Empire was a powerhouse in West Africa. It was a kingdom built on gold, a master of trade, and a nation fiercely united under one sacred symbol, the Golden Stool. This stool was so holy that no one, not even the king, was ever allowed to sit upon it. It represented the sunsum, the collective spirit and soul of all Ashanti people. But the British, hungry for the riches of the Gold Coast, saw the Ashanti as an obstacle. Throughout the 19th century, a series of brutal wars had been fought. Finally, in 1896, the British gained the upper hand, exiling the Ashanti king. 4 years later, Governor Hodgson made his final, fatal miscalculation. He didn't just demand the stool, he announced his intention to sit on it. It was the ultimate insult, a declaration of total dominance, and an act of pure sacrilege. For the Ashanti, this wasn't just about theft. It was an assault on their very existence. The woman who would answer this assault was born around 1840 in what is now southern Ghana. Yaa Asantewaa was not just a royal. She was a farmer, an intellectual, and a formidable political figure. Appointed Queen Mother of Ejisu by her brother, she held one of the most powerful positions in Ashanti society. The Queen Mother wasn't a figurehead. She advised kings, held the power to nominate their successors, and was seen as a ruler in her own right. She was the official guardian of the Golden Stool. She had lived through civil wars and watched the relentless creep of British aggression. She knew what was at stake. When the remaining chiefs gathered in a secret meeting in the city of Kumasi, their fear was so thick you could taste it. They saw no way to win. They were ready to submit. But Yaa Asantewaa was not. She stood before the assembly of defeated men, and with a voice like thunder, she delivered a speech that would ignite a rebellion and echo through history. She looked at them and said, "Now I see that some of you fear to go forward to fight for our king. If it was in the brave days of old, chiefs would not sit down to see their king taken away without firing a single shot. No European," she declared, "could have dared speak to the chiefs of Asante in the way the governor spoke to you this morning." Her voice rose, filled with disbelief and fury. "Is it true that the bravery of Asante is no more? I cannot believe it. It cannot be." Then, she issued the ultimate challenge. "If you, the men of Asante, will not go forward, then we will. We, the women, will fight. We will fight the white men. We will fight till the last of us falls on the battlefields." To drive her point home, she famously added that if the men were too cowardly to fight, they should exchange their loincloths for her undergarments. The shame was electrifying. It turned their fear into rage. One by one, the chiefs rose to their feet, their spirits reignited by her courage. In that moment, they made a historic decision. Yaa Asantewaa, a woman in her 60s, was named the commander-in-chief of the Ashanti army, the only woman in their long history to ever hold that title. The war was on. In March of 1900, the War of the Golden Stool erupted. Yaa Asantewaa, the Queen Mother turned general, rallied an army of thousands. Her primary target was the British fort in Kumasi, a stone fortress where the governor and his troops had taken refuge. She laid siege to it, cutting them off from the outside world. For months, the Ashanti forces, under her command, held the might of the British Empire at bay. They used their intimate knowledge of the dense forests as a weapon, launching lightning-fast guerrilla attacks and ambushing British supply lines. They fought with a spirit that their enemies simply couldn't comprehend. The British were stunned. They couldn't believe that this rebellion, one of the fiercest they had ever faced in colonial Africa, was being masterminded by a woman old enough to be their grandmother. The Ashanti inflicted devastating casualties. Over 1,000 British and Allied soldiers were killed, more than the total from all the previous Anglo-Ashanti wars combined. Yaa Asantewaa had proven that the bravery of the Ashanti was far from dead. It was burning brighter than ever. For months, the siege held. The British inside the fort were starving, sick, and demoralized. It seemed as if the impossible might happen, that an African queen could defeat a global superpower. But the British Empire did not forgive such defiance. By late 1900, they diverted massive resources to crush the rebellion. Wave after wave of reinforcements, armed with superior weaponry like Maxim machine guns, finally broke through the Ashanti lines and lifted the siege of Kumasi. The war was lost. In 1901, Yaa Asantewaa was captured along with other resistance leaders. She was exiled to the Seychelles, a remote group of islands in the Indian Ocean, the same place her king had been sent years before. She would never see her homeland again. On October 17, 1921, she died in exile, thousands of miles from the people she fought to protect. On the surface, it looks like a tragic defeat, but in the way that mattered most, Yaa Asantewaa won a profound victory. The British never got their hands on the Golden Stool. It was hidden away by the Ashanti people, its sanctity preserved, its spirit intact. Yaa Asantewaa's rebellion ensured that the soul of her nation would never be surrendered. Though she died far from home, her legacy became immortal. Her incredible act of defiance sent shockwaves across the continent, preserving Ashanti pride and inspiring future generations to fight against colonial rule. When Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African nation to achieve independence in 1957, it was the spirit of Yaa Asantewaa that fueled the movement. Her story was a reminder that resistance is never futile, that courage can be found in the most unexpected places, and that one person's voice can awaken a nation. Today in Ghana, she is a national hero. Her name is everywhere, on schools, museums, and festivals. She is celebrated as the ultimate symbol of courage, female leadership, and unyielding resistance to oppression. Empires fall, armies are defeated, but legends like Yaa Asantewaa rise eternal. This is Untold African Legends. Thank you for watching. If you want to hear more powerful stories of the heroes that history tried to erase, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time.